Okay. Yeah, you. So previously, you guys were dealing a lot with the nanites on the previous session, um, with mixed success in a literal sense. I think considering some of your rolls were both good and bad. Um, yes, Ross, you became further infected. You guys explored the idea of further EMP use to um, eradicate the nanites that are currently running rampant all over the ship and all over Ross for that matter. He used his brain spike and mind spike, I don't remember. And the nanites only amplified its effects.
Or flown back ditch with a telekinetic blast.
Yep.
Then Amy intervened and he didn't get hurt. Okay. Yes.
My recollection is you guys put the bishop. In fact, there was a conflict to some degree between Ditch and Win, where Win took the bishop and put him away in some quarters, or you
Yeah,
locked him
okay.
up.
Yeah, but before
Yes.
that, Ross did that whole thing where they were leaking psychic energy all over and just like screaming and tearing into the bishop. I think that's what Brian was talking about before.
Yes.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And then we found the globs of nanites on the bishop, but they went into the ship.
Hmm. Yeah, they started crawling in between the cracks of the ship.
And I think that's when put bishop and tossed him at his bunk, maybe.
Yes. Yeah, I wasn't gentle about it.
Closed and locked the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then you all, and then I believe Ditch tried to use a piece of equipment, a makeshift piece of equipment to shoot Ross with like a
Oh yeah, the
directed
X-ray
EMP.
projector.
Yeah.
Yep.
Ross had a bit of an adverse reaction to that.
Like emotionally, right?
Probably.
Experimenting on
Maybe mixed in there.
Oh, I got thrown across the room, but I got saved by Amy.
Yeah, that's when that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that
I
all
think you
occurred.
didn't ask permission. I think you just kind of walked
No.
up and
Yeah, you like woke him up. You're like, hey, hey, Ross, sit there, and Ross is like, well, okay.
Yep.
And then he
That's
threw
what I
you
did.
across the room. So you had the okay.
Yeah.
I literally watched this. A lot happened in that
You just gotta
episode.
get consent.
I did not get consent. That's true.
Critical word.
These are times of turmoil, Ross.
No.
Nobody touches me.
Okay. So
except the nanites.
You have this
Well,
nanite
yeah.
problem going on the ship.
Well, they're helping me.
We're gonna do
fabulous.
We're gonna do like an opening crane shot outside. The camera like spying what looked to be some ominous looking clouds off in the distance, and then it pans into the ship. You guys, I assume, are in the makeshift lab, probably all discussing this happening. Not what's happening outside, but what's going on in the room, which is all the nanite business. All of a sudden, Amy, in like your own personal HUD or whatever that's linked into Oh My God, Sweetie, you would get a warning start to beep that there is adverse weather conditions headed in your guys' direction.
What kind?
Adverse.
Just okay.
An adverb weather condition?
Yeah, an adverb.
What are adverse? What are adverse weather conditions on this planet?
Yeah.
Like super chlorine hurricanes or something?
Don't give the
Super
space master
chlorine. What is
ideas.
super chlorine?
Like they're like they like 500-mile-an-hour winds of chlorine gas,
Space
and
master's little helper.
they cover like 20% of the planet at any given time, like the storms on Jupiter.
Oh, yes.
Or, just a big volcano. It could be all kinds of things.
The notification isn't the toast notification isn't that specific. It's just a big red warning that says adverse weather conditions.
Hey guys, the weather might get a little tough here. Coming
I
up.
hope it's not chlorine gas.
I can't say that it won't be, but
Or what can the computer tell us? Can it do anything besides just say, "Oh, we're in for a bit of weather"?
so if you look here, there's basically like an exclamation mark that's just
Is this computer
throbbing
British?
at me.
A bit of weather.
My implication is that the notification itself wouldn't contain all of the information. If you
Right.
do make some kind of if you click your notification in some manner, it may pop open a little more
Oh, okay, I will poke it then.
specifics.
Yes.
I
Joy.
don't know. I wasn't thinking chlorine gas. I was thinking
Now you are though.
well, yeah.
Duh.
I was thinking what's the classifications for hurricanes? Is it like class 5 or whatever?
Category 1 through 5.
Is 5's got to be the bad one, right? Just like
5 is the bad one.
just
Yeah,
like tornadoes.
yeah. Those are the F.
Yeah, so you're looking at
tornadoes are
like
F1 through 5,
like an
F5.
F4, F5. But really, what really makes this in particular is there is this silicate glass sand that basically turns the wind into spinning sandpaper.
Nice.
And it will cause wear and tear on the ship, and you guys for that matter.
So we're in a sandblaster, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
Soon, not this very
All right.
moment.
Any indication on how soon? Like, are we talking half a day? Couple hours?
Hour
3
to
days.
depending on how the winds may
Week?
change. You're looking at about an hour.
We should probably move the s1e10.
Yeah, I was thinking get off the planet.
Just
maybe.
get off planet with the nanites. Does the ship even work?
I have life support and what else? There were a couple things I kept it out of, if I remember right.
That's
There
good.
they are.
Engine
Anyway.
controls and life support. Awesome.
But then, wherever we go doesn't mean we don't lose control.
Oh yeah,
I
wasn't thinking of going anywhere. Like just off the
pop?
planet.
Yeah.
For the minute.
Top off until the storm's gone past. Low
Is
orbit.
there a nearby moon? Yeah. That works.
You are on a near.
Right. It is, isn't it? Okay, we'll just stay here in orbit though. Can we do that? Can we get control of the ship to do that? Do we have control of the ship to do that?
You'll need to run a ship diagnostic. Figure out the current situation of subsystem components.
How long will that take?
Oh, I don't know. Let's say an hour.
Then there's no point in doing it.
Abandoned ship.
Like, I say we just ignore the diagnostic. Go.
Is that a hack and crack?
For what? What are you
Hopefully, we
trying to
could just
accomplish?
run diagnostics on the ship.
That would be even better,
Yeah.
but I wasn't. I guess I'm not clear on how much the nanites are getting in the way. Can I just run a diagnostic and get information with no roll, please? Then.
Yeah, the ship does have facilities for giving you basic system information. You do seem to have issues with hull integrity at the moment. There are things crawling on the outside of the hull of the ship, and it looks like they are slowly trying to dismantle the ship.
Are these
And
nanite
there's like
type
this
things?
little ant trail leading back to the the crash ship.
That's interesting. How tight of I might want to try to do a ship-wide, very tightly focused EMP blast to kill them all, hopefully, or at least disrupt them so they stop eating the ship before we take it into space. I don't know if that's possible.
Okay, I think we discussed this. You last session. You ditch. I believe I explained it that there's like a certain frequency or whatever.
Yeah.
A phase frequency that you need to kind of hone in on.
Mm-hmm.
I believe I said the bigger problem was how to get an EMP that will work effectively without destroying a bunch of other stuff in the process.
Yeah, I'm hoping. Yeah, I was hoping that the super tightly focused frequency would minimize.
And of course, it would still impact Ross, because you're gonna have to like. Are you trying to like? I guess in my head, is this like a focused beam? Is that what we're?
No, I think he's focus. He's talking wavelength versus.
Yeah, it's very focused wavelength. Like,
Okay.
so like the whole ship, it will get projected throughout the whole ship, or along the skin of the ship and all the parts of the ship. Hopefully, though, it's only going to affect the nanites, and I don't care about Ross. I didn't say that out loud.
Do you say that like you're gonna?
No, I
this
didn't say
focus-
that out loud.
No, not that part, but this focus wave.
No, I would not be saying that out loud to anyone because you guys don't. You're just going to get in the way.
Okay.
You can't do anything about it. So this is all me
What a
doing mental
science
calculations. Yeah.
So would this be a move for you?
I mean, it could be a jury rig. I'm trying to do something. I'm pulling it out of my ass and doing it quickly. And
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of getting at. Yeah. Is jury rig slick? Yeah, go ahead.
calculating. Gonna roll. Oh, 10. Nice. And given that it falls under my expertise, technically I would get all three of the things. I'm perfect. I'm just that smart.
Okay. It will work. What does this look like? What is this apparatus you've jury rigged?
Okay, so I think I went right into the like the central nervous system of the ship. And I converted the synapses to projectors.
Okay.
So it's going to hit every single nerve cluster and every nerve connection in the whole ship.
Okay.
Anything that's organic that's connected together, and it's shooting out that 2.6749 gigawatts, gigahertz, whatever frequency, that will do whatever it does to the nanites. I don't even know if people would know it's happening. Ross might, I guess. But do we feel EMP? I guess it depends on which
I don't know
wavelength
how.
it is.
Ross, how are your balls?
Fabulous. They're tingling.
Like, do humans
Tingling
feel
more or
an
less
EMP
than you.
blast?
They feel tingly and freshly shaven.
No, you probably wouldn't.
I was just gonna look
Yeah.
that up, so we're not gonna say no on feeling EMP. We wouldn't feel it.
Go look it up. I wouldn't think
Yeah.
you would.
Can you physically feel an EMP? There's no. In fact, it literally does nothing to organic,
It'll just be
Things.
electronic
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
just electronics. Yeah. Or
But I
things that have electronics running through their bodies.
I guess.
Yeah.
I
Does anybody have any implants? Cybernetic implants?
Ooh.
I'm full of nanites.
Well, I know you. You have a bit of your own predicament. Well,
I just want to remind you, I'm trying to focus this just on the nanites.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to make absolutely clear before you kill everybody.
But in my head, it still like
No.
radiates out. You're still using the whole ship, and so it radiates out from the ship
yeah.
itself.
Yeah, I mean
It's
it's
like a
it's this
giant
tight focused
beacon
frequency,
antenna
but I
or
don't know.
something. Transmitter.
I don't really know what else it's gonna affect.
I
Typical scientist.
I could have done a full frequency one, full spectrum one. We just fall out of the sky.
I have to kill people in the name of science.
So you
Science.
you effectively neuter the nanites. I think, Ross, we need to explore what happens to you here. As the nanites have heavily infiltrated your body. They've even I guess grafted with you in some manner. They've certainly amplified your powers.
I'm not happy because I want these in my body.
You want them?
Ross feels fabulous.
I
You
guess
know, they're enhancing him, making it.
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm interpreting it that he feels like $1,000,000 space bucks.
He probably does feel like $1,000,000 space bucks.
So I don't.
Are you saying that out loud, Brian?
Yeah,
Or-
Ross would say he feels great. You know, he's changed. You know, he's still Ross, but now he just feels like he's in sensual slink mode all the time. You know what I mean? Like a dancer
Nope.
on stage. Yes, you do, Doug. I've
Walking sex? Yeah.
I saw it today on Railroad Avenue, Doug. Don't be shy.
Yeah. Me and my Carhartt standing outside TP's, wondering where my wife is.
Doing a queen wave. Hello, who's this strange
Yep.
man and this pilot? Yes, Ross he's like, my powers are enhanced. I'm enhanced. Yes, it's delicious. So I do say that out loud. Every chance he get, he would say that. They would say that. Sorry.
Trying to think how this should you just have like some kind of internal brain spike on yourself?
Okay.
I'm just trying to think like how like it's because I don't know if
Makes
there's any
sense.
specific. Obviously, there's no specific game mechanic for it. So
Overloaded storm.
Yeah.
what does your storm do again?
If I get overloaded, I have 2 storm. I have up to 3. But if I'm overloaded, there could be a calamity, if I'm not mistaken. While you gain storm out your maximum storm capacity, the strain causes you to either lash out immediately or spend all of your storm at once or mark 1 stress. So I have 2 because I used 1 the other day. So I have 2. So I don't know how this EMP would work. Would it just push me to my max?
And then what? Calamity?
Beyond my max? No, if I have 2. Let's just say this pushes me beyond my maximum storm capacity, which is 3.
Right.
So let's say I have 4 now, right? 1 extra.
Okay.
When you gain storm out your maximum storm capacity, the strain causes you to either lash out immediately
Okay.
and spend all my storm at once,
Mhm.
or mark 1 stress.
Once that's it? Just 1 stress?
Yeah.
Well, that sounds like bullshit. So you're gonna use.
This is what it says in black and white. I'm not making.
No, I know you're not making it up.
So
It just feels
what
like a
we're doing-
cop out for filling up your storm.
But this is nano, so this is something different. So I might not have a choice, maybe. You know, it amplifies it. So let's just say if it instead of giving me 2, it gives me 4, and I have to.
Stress.
I don't know. No, or yeah, double the stress, or I have to unleash.
I think you have to
Do
unleash.
it 6. Do it 6
Okay.
times.
6 times.
So
Feel the stress arc all the way.
What does your unleashing look like?
Well, it probably looks like the last time, with just the veins become grayish blue worms. My entire body just throbbing like scanners, because that's the only I could think about it. Because it's perfect. Scanners is apt description. Just like they're gonna burst through my skin, so all my veins and my entire body just ripple and bulge, like I'm just gonna be a big giant blood bag soon.
So, okay, go on.
I'm just saying, something is broken beyond repair, someone is frightened or cowed, someone is injured or scarred, and I have advantage on the roll, but I'm not using it for combat. It's just this psychic wave is coming out, just an EMP of my own is being projected back. Does that make sense?
I'm trying to think in my head, like, so. Can I try something?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you want to, I mean, you kind of.
You all see Ross like grow, like, what I'm looking for, involuntarily throw himself to the wall, and you see these these tiny little creatures start to force crawl themselves out of his flesh, um and kind of pour out of his eyes and his pores, and they kind of, at the end, they kind of slough off almost a little like dust out of his body, causing him to harm. You're hurt bad now, at the
Okay.
very least, Ross. And you're scarred. You have these tiny little scars all over your body as these nanites push themselves through your flesh. And kind of around you in this like halo is this nanite dust, as they were effectively purged from your body and your flesh.
No. I don't want them to go.
Is Ross still in the auto dock, or did they get out? Can't
Oh,
remember.
you guys, you put me there. I'm not
I-
sure.
Yeah.
I think he was
No, I think-
out because that's how or did I shoot you with the beam weapon earlier in it? I don't remember.
I thought so, but I'm not sure.
Oh. I guess I didn't know.
Because I think you asked Win to put him in the auto dock or grab him because he threw you.
Yeah, I thought we put him in after the
That's
incident.
right.
So I'm trying to
I-
figure out if we see this happening to Ross or not.
Oh.
Oh, and yeah, then he would throw
Through
himself
like a little window.
on the inside of the auto dock. Yeah, probably. You'd probably hear this otherworldly scream, kind of slightly muted bellow from
Uh-oh.
the auto dock capsule.
Ouch.
I think he's being affected by what I did.
You don't say.
I'm going to run over and open the door, see if he's okay.
I'm gonna say over here.
So what is the auto dock as you guys imagined? Is it like this fancy medical bed that has like a shroud over the top of it and got a containment thing?
See,
Or
I was thinking more like the pressure deep sea diving pressure tank.
Hyperbaric chamber.
Hyperbaric chamber. Yeah, I can never remember that name.
I gotcha.
That's kind of what I was picturing when I thought of it.
Does it have arms with like syringes and scalpels that it articulates around?
Yeah, like
I've seen him
Is
do
it like
that.
out of?
almost
Is
like
that a Fifth
almost
Element?
like a
Is it like
CNC
a?
machine.
A
So
CNC
it's all
machine.
contained inside of it.
Oh, that's a good idea.
But like
Yeah,
so, like
it's
Fifth
it's a,
Element.
it's a big square, but inside it's a real crazy mess.
Yeah, whole bunch of different like tools and attachments and stuff that it can go and get.
But
Bone
pure
saws.
function.
Yes.
I like it.
So Ross is in this almost grotesquely sterile, like stainless steel box surrounded by various apparatus, like saws and pokers and scalpels and
Yeah.
I guess they're probably all neatly organized on the walls to some degree, so they pick them
Yeah.
up. Like your
Sounds
giant
terrible.
5-axis multi-tool CNC machine.
See, I think it sounds cool.
CNC machine for people.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Then yeah, I
That'd
mean
be-
you might see like a viewport and you could all see this kind of happen. So you would probably see him start to go Ross start to go into some kind of cardiac arrest. And his body would begin to probably convulse or shiver after you guys see the nanites kind of slough off dust like surrounding him in the auto dock bay.
Is the auto dock still working? Because that should at least attempt to revive him automatically.
And get rid of the contaminant.
Yeah.
But now's also a good time to just pull him out of there if the nanites are all out of him. So let's do all of those things.
I say let it revive him first before we pull him out.
So I'm rattled.
But yeah.
Rattled.
Then we won't know if the nanites get back in.
Oh, I
Some
thought I
way.
wanted you to be hurt
I
bad.
see.
I
I
thought you
kind
already
of assumed
had.
they were done.
Well, 2 harm is rattled, right?
It is. I thought you already had just a scratch for some reason from
Oh, I do.
some other.
Yeah. So I did, but I don't know if I don't know when that was from. All right, I'm hurt bad. Let's just go with that. Makes more sense. Thematic.
It's okay. You can only be rattled.
I don't know where that harm came from. I don't know. I don't know how much downtime we've had, right?
You took a harm from. You've basically have none. You took a harm from when Ditch attacked you with the EMP blast to your chest.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so it makes sense. So I'm hurt bad.
Technically, you could choose I'm knocked out instead of hurt bad. Technically, you could choose I can't go on and die, but Those don't go in order. You choose which one you want to take.
Well, I think given the situation, narratively, well, you could be either knocked out. You know what? I think with all that, yeah, I'm out. I'm knocked out. That makes much more sense to me.
So you're scratched, rattled, and knocked out.
I would think that would be.
You just tick them off. I thought it was a graduation. Didn't realize it was a.
No, you actually, because sometimes you might want to pick I'm knocked out instead of I'm hurt bad, because if you're hurt bad you can do things some way. If you're knocked out you can't do anything.
Because I don't think if we were in like some kind of combat, I'd say I'm hurt bad, then I can still do things. But since we're not, I'm just gonna go I'm knocked out. Bam. Because that makes sense. In auto dock, these things are going through me. I ditched as the old EMP blast, and I exploded nano, spewed out nanos. So yeah, I think my body, just the shock, he'd be knocked out.
Well, you're passed out. Give me an assaulted by the abyss roll.
Ooh. Yeah.
Suffer direct exposure to exotic energy or force.
Exotic.
Partial success.
Ew.
Alien.
The abyss stares into you. Therefore, I ask you a question.
Okay.
Freeze up. Roll advantage on. Or you're scarred, figuratively or literally. You write a hook about it.
Into the abyss. Yes.
Okay.
The choose two. Oh well, you're scarred by your experience. Figurative, literally. He's gonna be literally scarred because now all these veins. Some of them didn't quite recede. They I guess left indentations in his skin, almost kind of these
like severe acne scarring kind of thing.
Yeah, kind of like the pock. Some like they're like a strange scarring, like from within, like it pushed out, and then the skin didn't quite.
Yeah, I would think over time your body would probably expel more of them ones that didn't really escape. You know how people have like shrapnel or other random shit that gets stuck in their skin over time and it slowly pushes it out. You'll probably have that experience over most of your body for the next while, I would guess.
So that sounds good. That's just wonderful. And I guess the other would be the choose two. So can it be mentally scarred too, with the physically scarred, or is it freeze
I
up?
think it wants you to pick one of the bullet points. So the abyss stares into you.
Yeah, let's do that.
The abyss stares into you?
Yeah.
Learned something terrible about Ross now.
This is nice and weird. For what does your character crave forgiveness? And from whom?
Forgiveness. Well, he's an orphan. So I think it's as far as forgiveness, there's not anybody here on this ship because he hasn't really wronged anybody, or we spent time together. So I'm gonna say he wants forgiveness from himself. he does all these things. He's cynical. He's temperamental, high-strung, volatile. He'll never apologize for what he does, but he wants. It's hard to articulate. People to understand him and forgive him for what because of his past, what's happened to him. Does this make sense? Is it not?
He's got some serious baggage, doesn't he?
Yes.
Or they do.
Yeah,
Serious baggage.
serious. So
What have you done? Like really? Like what have you done that you crave forgiveness for from even yourself?
All kinds of
like what?
Yeah,
is this
just
like
no moral compass, right? No compassion, no empathy for anybody else.
But what in particular keeps you up at night that you think about, that bugs you? Because
Yeah,
I'm picturing you like Xena, like you've got this dark past, not
Mhm.
you've got this dark past, and it haunts you, right?
Yeah, just not
It's-
to make that human connection. He failed to make that. Almost, he's sociopathic in that pathology where he just can't get to that human connection. You know, it's just that the light's just not going on. No matter what he tries to do, he's not screwing in that light bulb enough for it to just stay lit. So he's sputtering. So I think they are not tethered to humanity, and that's what from what happens.
But they know it.
They know it, and
They
he knows.
realize it.
They know.
So it's
Okay, Doug,
it's like
anything you got?
complete self-loathing.
Yes,
Like 100% self-loathing,
perfectly. Yeah,
top to bottom. That's awful.
it is. It is. It's.
Is that a real thing?
Oh, I would think so. I think it's a clinical.
Like clinically?
Yeah.
wow.
Did this
Sorry,
get too
Ross.
dark?
No, that ties into
Sorry,
their
Ross.
character.
You all outside, this would be happening to Ross internally, having a series of flashbacks and moments in his brain as his synapses fire wildly with just like I don't know, like a series of pictures of not having connections with human beings. And the people outside would hear the beep and whir of the auto dock cleaning itself. You wanted it. It would go into a what did Wynn say? Some kind of it would try to revive him, right? It would see him going into cardiac arrest, and the auto dock would be resuscitation efforts, I suppose.
Yeah.
Leaving Ross a bit of a mess, but with a stable heartbeat. He does not seem to be losing blood, although vitals would show he's lost a pint or two somehow. But he's knocked out. But the doc says it's clear. If you do wish to retrieve him out of the auto dock, you're more than welcome to. Right about now, the rest of the crew, Ross, who is knocked out, would not hear this, but the rest of the crew would start to hear like little tinklings start to hit the outside of the ship. You would.
We didn't get out of here in time.
Well, we could still try. We should still try. I'm gonna run off to the bridge and try to get us out of here.
Help me!
Although, if I have to do any real flying, Amy, you're gonna have to do it.
Okay.
All I can do is say, "Go to space."
Make it so.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the make it so guy. You're just like, we're
Yeah.
gonna go to Hexagamma Prime.
Yeah, I should not touch the joystick.
Stick to your computers, Doc. No, if you two run to the bridge, you would find your monitors showing wind is starting to really pick up. See the particulate to grind away at your ship, and things outside are looking pretty dreary and inhospitable.
Yeah, it's a good thing that Win and I brought in the scaffolding and that grav pallet earlier. We're all ready to go.
Right? I mean, we were thinking ahead.
We were.
About being able to get out of here quick.
Thought we might have to scuttle the planet quick.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you never know. You never know. So,
Sure.
be prepared.
Save that scaffolding.
No, that shit's all out there flying around. The scaffolding is blowing in the wind, cranking away at the ship itself. The not your ship, the alien spaceship. You guys, you do need to get out of here. You have not fixed the ship, so to speak. You would be taking some risk breaking atmosphere, but I mean, I'm not going to tell you guys what to do. You want to leave planet?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or at least get above the storm.
Trying to figure out what that would be role wise. You have a piloting, don't you? Does anybody actually have a pilot?
Because that was
This is your previous character.
No, there is no piloting skill in this. Everyone can pilot. I just have the computer skill, the hacking and cracking thing.
Oh,
But you're also the most dexterous.
That too.
We need
I'm slick.
crossover. Mothership crossover. A special episode.
Well, they'll actually release it soon. So after we played it for like a year.
It's rating sweep week, right? Back in the old days, it's sweep week ratings.
Now I'll get up to 3
boost up our
viewers.
ratings.
Sorry, we've completely. So there's no piloting. What would it be then? Slick?
Yeah, probably an act under pressure. Is that the
Under pressure.
Act quick. Yeah.
act quick? Yeah.
Act quick, yeah.
I was thinking act quick. Yes. Good. Give me an act quick. With disadvantage.
Okay, so does this in any way include physical reflexes? Like, am I actually acting quick in my inputs and stuff like that? Would you say?
Yes.
Oh, awesome! Then I get advantage.
So it gets equaled out. Because I already wanted you to roll it with disadvantage because of the weather
right? So
situation.
And roll.
Didn't need it anyway.
Oh.
What do you wanna?
I'll just take. I'll take a stress. It was stressful getting out of here.
I mean, it was. You're like fighting against.
A lot.
You're fighting against the horrible winds as they're beating against the ship itself. That's why I meant you like when you were acting quick. Yeah, you're acting very quickly at the controls to fight against the weather and the wind to break atmosphere, at least break above the technically called the troposphere, but the lowest part of the atmosphere here, break above the weather. Speaking of, are you guys trying to orbit this moon? I guess you guys. What is your choice, Amy? After you,
I'm listening to what Ditch says.
okay.
Did we ever get? Did we ever figure out from the diagnostic if we would actually lose integrity out of the atmosphere in a vacuum?
I think it kind of depends on how much of the hull they ate away.
Right.
I think that was the main concern.
Is that a number we can figure out?
14% say, like 2%?
And can I calculate if that's enough or too much or?
You're at 87% hull integrity. You can sustain 0 atmosphere or the vacuum of space, and for a prolonged period of time. However, I'm sorry. By prolonged, I mean like 48 hours. But it will continue to leak oxygen. It will
Okay.
It will further cause harm if it left unattended.
Win, will you come with me? We can go outside and do patch jobs. We got this.
Yeah, let's go.
All right. Just need our
Bye.
little dangly cords and our.
Since this is an organic ship, do you put giant band-aids on?
I
like
was
to
thinking
think
like
creams.
Yeah,
I was thinking more like a goo, like
Yeah.
caulk guns that are
Okay.
full of new
Mhm.
skin.
I was thinking like a cock
Makes
gun,
sense.
exactly. Some guy
Yeah.
gotta grease them up, smear it around. Maybe
This
do
old
some
ship.
suturing, giant, like
Giant needles
Curved
Yeah.
needles.
and ropes.
maybe not ropes, but like yarn, darning needles. Is that what they are? I'm not sure. No,
Yep.
darning is whatever the big quilting needle.
It would be. Quilt.
This old ship with Bob Vila. What we got here, Norm, is we're corking.
Just caulking.
Okay, Norm. You get up there on the flagellum.
Flagellum. You're up.
What you want is a straight line in the fibrobium.
Okay, so Ditch, you can look after Ross, and we'll get out there and do some repairs, and then maybe you can run the diagnostics again and tell us if we made a difference.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea. I'll check on Ross and I'll keep an eye on the status of the ship and let you know where you need to go. What else we might need.
Perfect.
No problem. It's gonna work perfectly.
Yeah.
Who?
Can do.
So it's Amy and Win who are going out to assess repairs or assess the
Yes.
damage and do.
The
Yeah.
can-do attitude.
We got this.
Who wants to scope it out and who wants to lean on me
Lean on
or
me.
not lean on me for that matter? If they
I'll scope it out.
you're just trying
Okay.
to assess the like the damage, so to speak. What you're looking at here. Nanites. Stop with
Okay.
Right.
What?
Oh my goodness.
So I got an 8. She got a 7. My 8.
Oh my goodness. That's a lot of text.
Well, I mean, so then should have you rolled with advantage?
Oh, I guess that depends on what it gives
Yes.
me.
What was
So
you
I
gonna
can roll
pick?
I
Yeah.
again.
guess
So
let's say the advantage one would make more sense, I think, than
okay.
Go ahead and
And I'll
re-roll
just
with
roll
advantage.
it one more time. Then that's like advantage, right?
Yeah.
Did I just get the same thing? Oh,
No.
yay!
Ah,
Neat.
it's a little slow this dip, huh?
Much better.
It's sluggish.
Feel free to ad lib some questions if you don't think, because some of these don't really fit super great.
Yeah, I guess the first one I'd go with is what should I be on the lookout for? Like any big holes or delicate systems that I need to start with, or triage basically.
Yeah, you do notice some what look like gaseous misting, like it's not off gassing, but you know what I'm saying. Like you see
No,
a
yes,
leak
sweetie, it's
oxygen.
farting into the galaxy.
Yeah, your ship is yes,
Venting.
farting into the universe.
Little flatulence and bits.
You notice near some of the FTL venting equipment. So there is some parts that it looks like they were trying to take apart near the FTL, causing some damage there. You might want to start there depending on if you're looking to leave. But there is
Yeah.
a large chunk near the I want to say the canteen, mess hall, whatever.
Mhm. Feeding space.
But there's like a huge exposed patch of like open, like the ship itself creates its own kind of like sheen of protecting itself from the vacuum of space, and there's this gaping wound basically exposed to the vacuum of space of, oh my god, sweetie. It's gonna take some skin grafting and
Okay,
other.
so I like to picture that we have on Sweetie something like DRDs, but more spider-like, because then you have more appendages. So that's just sensible and logic. And so we can just kind of herd and control them into doing these big areas of netting, and then sort of folding flesh over that and
Like
knitting
your
it all
own
together.
nanites.
And
They're just not nanites.
yeah,
They're big
big.
robots.
Should be like this big and have lots of eyes and legs so that they can
Oh,
see all kinds of different places and get different places.
I like that a lot. That's a
So like spider trilobites kind of thing. Like, are they like a
Yeah.
foot and a half so tall? They walk.
Hmm. Yeah, perfect. So we'll just sort of guide them. Um, and then I guess my other question would be, how could I best end
shit.
this quickly? So how can Win and I go about this so that we are as good as possible, as quickly as possible?
I think
And then we'll
ultimately
do that.
my response to that is you. I'm gonna put this because of your 10 plus and you're asking questions. I'm not gonna have you roll to the fix it. It'll just take time. You've scoped it out well enough. You've groomed the problem, and now you know how to handle it.
Perfect.
So yeah, my thought would be that because you knocked it out of the park, you don't need to roll for any kind of actual fixing type thing. You guys can just kind of do it.
Okay. So we'll implement requirements and then test them. How's that sound, Win?
That works.
Guys are like, know your stuff.
So camera is gonna pan back into while they do their work. It'll pan back into the ship to ditch. No, it'll pan back into Ross. Actually,
Uh-oh.
Is Ross still in the auto dock? Is he just gonna wake up in the auto dock?
I don't know.
I don't think
We
anybody
had
said they were
talked
gonna remove
about.
him.
Well, we did like early on. We said we were going to remove him and let the auto dock revive after the auto dock revived him
That's fair. You did. You did.
for
You did.
them. But we didn't actually, when the auto dock revived them.
Well, that was my fault. I
we
just kind of
didn't actually
Oh no.
say anything. So
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I didn't really ask you guys whether or not you were gonna take him in. It's on me for not base. But would you? I mean, would you guys have? You would have taken him out. Would you just left him there, like on a bed or something, to sleep it off?
I would think so.
Okay, I'll ask. Then I'll ask Ditch. What are you doing while Ross is sleeping it off?
He said he lost all his audio.
Oh no. Well, then nobody cares about Ditch right now. Ross, you wake up to an empty like bio lab, medical lab. You feel a lot different. Not just because the abyss looked back at you, but you can I put this? You no longer see the color red, just gray for you, and things don't smell the same anymore. Kind of hard to place, but nothing smells quite right. Everything
no.
is too. It's almost like you smell things too crisply.
Okay, so it's hypersensitive?
A little, but unpleasantly hypersensitive. Like your body doesn't know how to filter it. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah, absolutely. Got it. Ooh, no. Okay. Okay. What the hell happened to me? What is going on? I don't feel like a million space bucks in it.
sorry.
No, it's fine. Right, this turmoil in the abyss, and is there a mirror in this?
Probably
Yeah,
something.
just because Ross is a little vain too about their
Yeah, for for cinematic purposes, you see your reflection in one of the like a window. So it's kind of
cabinet.
it's kind of hazy. You can't really tell, but you know something's wrong / different.
Right.
You may, like, would you get up and approach the glass to look at yourself closely, or find a mirror of some sort?
Yeah, because he could feel that he's just changed mentally and obviously physically too. Just
But
dead off.
if I was your director, I'd have you go crazy. You'd like look at yourself in the
Yeah, it's all
faded
process.
glass. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, and just that tension, gripping. What is by Ross? Looking in, is it a mirror? Is it a piece of equipment? Is it a chrome fixture that his reflection is it that much distorted?
I would say, I don't know. If I was writing the script, I'd have you run to the latrine and stare at yourself in the mirror.
Yeah, that's great because you're not getting the full effect of what it looks more monstrous in the reflective surface of what he's looking at. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it'll just be a beeline, just right to the head.
Audio.
Hey, Doug's
Welcome
back.
back, Doug. So yeah, the camera would follow
Tracking shot.
this long tracking shot of Ross looking for a moment, looking in the glass, his reflection in the glass, and then kind of having a moment of panic. And I just hear a lot of like what I call ham slapping of wet flesh on metal or
Yeah.
wet flesh on stuff of him kind of clambering around and clambering down the hall into the latrine and just staring at himself almost in a cold sweat.
Yeah, just to see
Here, yeah.
that they consider themselves good looking. Ross is vain, and they consider themselves attractive, sexy, whatever. And to see now that's not just kind of building the storm. Now I'm gaining a storm because I expended it, so I
That's
have
fair.
one storm. I would say that's fair enough.
I would
It
say your self visage, if you're vain, it would be I mean, Ross is vain as described. It would be
yeah,
incredibly shocking. You would feel under your flesh some of these nanites, right? You could even see like the scarring, as you mentioned, from it. And in my head,
Right.
along with it, like subdermally, you would feel them, like I said, and but you could also see them, to some degree. It would almost be like you have really light liver spots all over that
that's
are like kind of pushing out, slowly pushing out of your flesh eventually.
Ouch.
Yeah, the mirror is broken.
Would you break?
Smashes it, screaming, rage scream, and so I'm gonna release that storm.
Okay.
Well, yeah, at that moment it would just go. So whatever's in here is broken beyond repair.
Oh, the auto dock.
No, I ran into the latrine,
Oh,
not
the
the auto
toilet.
dock.
That's
So
don't break the toilet.
Um, well, nobody's around me, so nobody could frighten a curse. Someone is injured or scarred. I don't know. Maybe I blow the door if it's injured.
Well, if it's a movie or TV, what happens is all of the toilets explode water out of them, right?
Yeah, perfect.
The doors blow open, and all the mirrors in the room shatter.
Yeah, I like it.
And so Ditch would probably hear this confluence of noises
What's
Oh,
happening?
I'm
from the bridge.
I'm quickly checking statuses of things because clearly the nanites have done more damage or something got missed. Or
Question.
radio. Amy, Win, are you two okay? There seems to be some disturbance from within the ship.
We're fine. In?
We're fine.
We're
Okay.
fine.
This is fine.
I apologize. I'll be right back. I just need water. So feel
I don't
free
think
to
that makes me
do bits.
feel better. Not your water. The be just saying they're fine.
Well, I mean, we probably wouldn't have heard anything or noticed anything out here.
No.
That's what I figured.
That's odd. What could it have
But
been then?
Well,
Ross is
have you checked on
unconscious.
Ross?
is he still unconscious?
How about the
Or
bishop?
are they?
Oh, dear Lord, the bishop too.
Oh, Bishop.
Ross, if I ran down to find you, what would you do to me?
I don't know. You'd have to find out, Ditch.
Well, I would say I would run down to try to find you, but Michael's not here, so I don't want to do it unofficially, off the
Well,
record.
Ross is raging. I mean, he's screaming. What happened to me? And this old, thing is going on. So would it reverberate through the ship? That's my question. Is if I still have nanos in me, are they functioning or are they malfunctioning?
Non-functioning, hopefully.
Oh, non-functioning? They're dead?
I think neutered, yeah, like powerless.
Michael, are you muted?
I was. Thank you. They're dead, but I don't think there's anything. For me, I think narratively, you being now wired a little different was kind of how I wanted to go with it. So that means perhaps instead of like a 10x amplification of your current powers, it's more like a 3 or 4.
Okay.
So I would say yes. You could have some kind of telekinetic
Could I
outburst.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Amy. I'm sorry.
I was just gonna say, because I'm also a literally vain person, as monstrous as you are, I think your liver spots should still be blue because you were glowing blue, and maybe that's
There
a
you
little
go.
less ugly.
Okay. Maybe it takes the edge off. It's blue, but still, yeah. It's not liver spots. It's still it's a little comforting. Like my blue light back here. Um, could Here's a question.
Yes, sir. Potential answer.
Meta Meta would Ross know something's inside him?
Yes.
Was it ever explained what they are to Ross? Did we like say you have these nanotechnology? This is what they are. This is what's going on. I think we did. We kind of just Ross
I
was
think we
never
were
told.
talking about them like with you there.
Yeah, we did have an episode where it basically ended on the revelation that you had been exposed and covered in these nanites for the better part of an hour.
Yeah.
I think you would be cognizant of the nanites, maybe not the extent at which they were affecting you.
Right, but they definitely changed me, and Ross thinks for the better. Can I communicate with them?
Well,
With
no,
my
your good buddy Ditch killed them all.
So none of them
Potentially,
work.
potentially, you may be able to communicate to some on the ship. That may or may not be unharmed. I'm sorry, the alien ship back on the planet, not on the ship you're currently on. But
Oh.
unfortunately, your good buddy Ditch, the EMP was effective. I mean, made a pretty good roll.
So he could reverse it.
Oh, does that
Reverse death.
did that impact all of the nanites, including the ones that were different, like the
Yeah,
different terraforming ones, like oxygen and just checking.
I would say yes. I think because it was well, honestly, because of the nature of what I believe EMPs, how they operate, I think they are kind of universally like it's like a big. It can't be super selective, so to speak, unless there was some kind of shielding
for
around
all I
them,
knew,
or
Yeah.
For all I knew, oxygen was at a totally different frequency from
Fair.
whatever blue nanites are.
fair. I mean, maybe. And as for bringing them back to life, the answer ultimately, Ross, would be no. But also, I'm not like it. I mean, it's dice, baby. So if Doug rolls and he wants to try it and try and bring one back, or figure out the technology, and somehow jumpstart some that are still embedded in you, it would be difficult for me to argue against it. So, but for the moment, the one you would feel their, I guess ultimately you would feel their absence, Ross. Because at one time you definitely felt their presence.
Yeah. I'm marching straight to where Ditch is.
Okay.
I'm gonna get killed.
Ditch, where are you?
Well, I would have been running down the hall to try to find you because I had forgotten to check on you earlier.
So we kind of meet in the
Somewhere in
hallway.
some random hallway.
What did you do, Ditch?
Itch, what have you?
Because his larynx is fucked up too, so he's
Mhm.
definitely. There you
Ross, are you? Oh, you don't look okay.
I mean, you may even be coughing up nanites for all. I mean,
through a wad of nanites.
Gross.
This
How
has
do you?
your handprints all over it, Ditch. What did you do to me?
Well, I neutralized the nanites on the ship because they were going to dismantle it, and I would suspect they would probably harm you greatly. How do you feel? Do you feel okay?
No, I feel. Well, how do I look to you, Ditch?
You look rough. I'll be honest. You look rough.
Whoa.
But I'm sure it's nothing that a good bowl of chicken soup and a good night's sleep couldn't take.
No, I think what you're going to revive some inside. That's the plan.
You want me to revive some inside you?
Yes, because you make me horny. Look at my face. Ditch. Look, and I grab Ditch, and I like look at me. Ditch. So can you help? Maybe they can make me beautiful again.
Is that like?
Help me,
Are you like quoting
Ditch,
Frankenstein
I feel
or
their
something?
absence.
Yeah.
I feel them gone. Do you understand?
I don't know if that'd be a good idea. We
Just
really, if
one.
we're gonna do it, we'd have to do it in a very controlled situation because it could risk the ship, and
Can you do it?
we're on the ship. I'd love to try.
Yes or no? It's a very direct
This is
question.
very fascinating. I'm almost going to lose myself in the thought of reviving these nanites.
Yes. Oh,
So
and I
much
see
that I
the
might
glint. I
ignore
see that
something
faraway
else.
look, and I'm like, yes, please. Oh, Ditch, tell me everything what you're thinking right now.
Let me get. I will rapid fire a whole bunch of techno babble.
Oh, it's almost like a sensual thing with Ditch. Like, oh yes.
I'm probably not noticing that, but
No, you're not. But I am.
Yeah.
I'm going to be reunited with nanites and make me pretty again. Ditch. Yes.
Ross, come with me to the bridge. Maybe on the way we'll grab some snacks for you. Hydrate.
Okay, as long as you can do this.
But I got to check on the other two, make sure they're okay. But I think we can talk about this. This is interesting. This is fascinating. Yes. Okay.
Good. Keep talking. Keep speaking.
Okay. So we'll go grab snacks on the way and go back to the. I'll call these two. Say, how are you guys doing out there? Y'all okay?
Am I butt naked? Can I get some clothes on, or am I just flapping around?
I don't know.
I mean, what do you want to be, Ross? You're in a.
I'm in a
paper gown.
Yeah, I'm in a space smock.
Yeah,
space smock. So yes, I'm like following Ditch and it's just going to hurt me.
Nice. Yeah, when we get to the thing, I'll win. Amy, are you two okay? How's it going up there?
Yeah, it's going smooth.
Okay, good. I just to give you an update on Ross, he's here in the bridge with me. They seem to be doing much better.
Good.
They just need some.
I was worried about them.
Yeah, recovery time.
And
I think
I'm just like, Ditch needs to fix my face. Amy.
I think they'll even be better than perfect eventually if I get this right.
Better.
All right.
Perfect.
The nanites.
Can we hear him in the background?
I'm screaming it. Yeah. Amy, he needs to
Sure,
fix
why
my
not?
face.
I don't see any reason to.
I'm just gonna hang up on those two.
I mean, he could probably beep himself.
I'm gonna do a little bit of start my research into reviving the nanites.
It's because oh, good. Go. I will communicate with them. You have more pressing things to do. I'm gonna start talking like Jamie Gum from Silence of the Lambs. This is what it's like now.
Oh no.
We're all fucked up.
How far are we from done?
You have to hurry up because he has to
we
help
can do
me.
a short little hour montage of Ditch kind of doing research and under a microscope looking at the dead nanites and you guys outside repairing the ship. Are you trying to
montage?
No, I was wondering at this moment how far Win and I were from done because
we're about halfway through.
Halfway. Okay, it'll probably take Ditch a while anyway. We can finish this and then go in and stop.
We could finish this and then go shoot.
We gotta survive with the hull first, and then.
Yeah.
And now Ross will be giving you updates. Just keep fixing the hull. We don't want to die because I need Ditch's mind intact.
Hey Ross, you got 2 arms.
Yeah.
Maybe come out here and
you don't
give us
want
a
me
hand?
to come out right now. I've had a bit of an experience, Amy. I want me to come out now.
We know. We saw.
What?
I apologize, Win. I haven't focused on you enough tonight. how's Win feeling about all this? Like, does he consider these
Win-
nanites a security threat kind of thing? Like, how is he?
the nanites being dead Win's happy. Yeah, they were an issue because I mean they're a threat. They're a threat to our survival and everything. Win will try and stop them from restarting the nanites. Doesn't think that's a good idea.
Did he say that? Did he tell you guys that?
You heard it in the background.
He
Oh,
yeah,
okay,
he was
okay.
talking about him needing him to get them going again so
Oh
they
yeah,
can
I
fix them
definitely
and all
yeah,
that.
completely said that in the background. Yep.
But he's kind of indifferent otherwise of the situation. Like he's more concerned with fixing the ship now that the
Absolutely.
threat's gone.
One thing at a time.
So yeah, I think we can, we can commercial break, come back, reset a scene. You guys are coming in out of the airlock. You've repaired the ship. It's the camera does a crane shot across the ship. There's some CG mending happening. And it moves back to you guys exiting the airlock and kind of entering the I guess a main passageway in the Oh My God, Sweetie.
During our last communication,
Mm-hmm.
Win will actually ask Ditch if there is a trash waste receptacle on the auto dock that he can go to and store the dead nanites in a container so that we can sell them
Yeah,
to
there's like a
whoever we sell the rest of the
dustbin kind of thing. Yeah.
information to. Hey,
I like how you think.
being able to research the actual thing
Hmm.
without it killing you,
Yeah, that's going
that
to
could
be
be worth money.
invaluable.
Oh yeah. No doubt.
We could even put them into separate containers so we can sell it to multiple people.
Hmm. So we could just fill up containers with like gray goo and sell that as the nanites, but it's just like slime from a toy store.
Those are the
I was gonna
nanites
go
from
that far.
Wish.com. Facewish.com.
Oh, AliExpress.
Switch.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Okay. Yeah, you guys would. Where would Ditch and you? I guess. No, you trashed the lavatory. You trashed the latrine.
Yeah.
So
he was.
where would Ditch? Where would
Full.
where would you guys recongregate? I guess.
Let me right back. Right back.
Well, if once they're back in, and I'm sure everybody's safe and the ship seems okay,
Mm-hmm.
then I'd probably head back to the lab.
Okay.
To
When
start.
when Win gets in to meet up with them, the first thing he's gonna ask is be like, "Did anybody check to make sure the bishop's not dead?" Just because we should take care of the body if he is.
Ditch gets that alarmed look on his face, forgetting about people yet again.
If you want me to kill him.
Maybe when you should go check on him.
Okay.
Make sure he's
So
okay.
when I'm go check on
Why
him.
would Win hates the guy, doesn't he? Like,
He's more hoping that he's dead.
philosophically loathes this human.
He loathes. If you want, I'll kill him.
You when you would not find him dead, you would find him probably for the first time in a long time genuinely praying.
He will move up silently to him, especially
and stab him.
he starts to hear hear like prayer.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm assuming he's praying out loud.
Yeah, he's like
And
doing a
he's-
whole
I'm gonna-
thing. Yeah.
I want to listen to what he's saying.
Okay, well, I don't have actual dialogue right now. I'm
Yeah, yeah.
sorry.
I'm more looking for like, is he
On a bus,
repenting
off the bus.
sins and
Yeah,
stuff that
yeah,
he committed?
yeah. He's
and all that?
definitely like forgive me's and trying to this make recompense with his maker.
Is he getting specific?
Specific.
He would be interested to hear like if he recognized any of the like places that he was or the things that he says. That's more.
My jokes went to a very terrible place, and I shan't repeat them on right now. Yeah, without me getting specific, he will get specific.
Okay.
And a lot of it is some of it's just outright petty. Like you're like, oh, when I kicked sister because she was being a bitch, and then I blamed the dog, and then that there's also stuff like, things I do. I want to say some horrible things, but I feel like I don't want to say them out loud. So, horrible things priests do. He admits to some horrible things priests do. You can make up your own. That means so. Yes, he would get some specific. Some of it just petty, and some of it downright grotesque. But he would probably stop once he realized you were in the room. Like if there was a, like were you
Just practicing confession.
These are just things I heard. I asking forgiveness for friends.
Asking for a friend.
Would you do anything when you found him this way, or are you just trying to get
No,
some
he
dirt?
might walk in and be like something like just trying to intimidate him, and one day you'll pay for these sins in blood, kind of thing.
Nice.
Like letting him know he heard what he said, and turn and walk away. And he'll see there's a knife in his hand. Like he was gonna walk up behind him and kill him, but
When was?
yeah.
What is this show? This is got some Game of Thrones shit going on.
This is like dirty bishop. Like this is a horrible person.
Yeah.
This is like a arch nemesis of Win. Like yeah, no. But he lets him know that like, he knows and
message
he could have.
Bobby, next session, everybody finds the bishop dead with his throat cut in a closet.
It says TVMA.
Spoiler, it was you.
TVMA. Come on, people. This is cable now. This is paid subscription now. Not TBS. Is TBS still even?
Yeah, so you walk away, you give him that knowing glare, that knowing look, and as you hear the door closing, you can also hear in the background, he goes maybe even more fervently back into his prayer.
Nice.
Cowed, if you will.
And Win is gonna make a beeline for the common area and start drinking.
I like it. Just was gonna murder him.
Is he like just in my head? He's like sitting there at the table with a glass of whiskey or something. He's just staring at the blade that's sitting right there next to the glass of whiskey.
Yeah.
And he's looking real long and real hard at that knife as he sips.
Yep.
Perfect.
That was quite literally like the image that went through my head too.
Perfect.
Nice.
Perfect. So that's where we can find Win. trying to calm his nerves and not murder the bishop. Where would we find Amy?
Amy is going to be in the lab.
Okay.
And Amy is going to try to convince Itch to stop what he's doing in the name of self-preservation.
Oh yeah, Win got totally sidetracked in that attempt as well. Like,
Priorities.
mm-hmm.
The camera comes in. Ditch is sitting at a table next to like a microscope and oscilloscope and other apparatus of electrical engineering, probing and trying to figure out this nanite and how it works, how it functions, how to maybe even jumpstart it, bring it back to life. Amy is also in the room arguing that he should not be doing what he is probably actively doing in front of her, which is trying to research the nanites and bring them back to life.
Yeah.
So you absolutely cannot be doing. Oh, sorry. What is Russ doing?
Yeah, I was just gonna say how is Ross in this conversation, if at all?
Ross, I guess when they went to get dressed.
Okay.
Run the space. I kind of want Russ to come back with the half Phantom of the Opera mask.
Oh, God.
If they had some kind of trinkets in their thing, in their bunk.
Cut a paper
why
plate.
would they have that? Because
is this because you're drama? Are you just being drama right now? Or
oh,
is
drama,
this...
yeah. So Ross is gonna be dramery. Come back, have this mask. They probably would have had a masquerade mask or something to that effect, because that's Ross's.
Okay, I'm with it. I'm with it.
So, however we want to craft it, they ripped it apart, cut it, and now it's like this half mask, dressed somberly, not flamboyant, black dark clothing in there. Comes back to Ditch to check on Ditch. He's like, "You can't do this. This is." Oh yes, he can.
Absolutely not.
Why one?
In my head, you just like walk through the common area and Win just watches you walk by with his weird mask face.
Win, yeah.
And he's just drinking like, I don't fucking even care.
Yeah.
And
I don't even
and you just walk by into the bridge or the lab with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's more out of the corner of the eye. He doesn't even really register that he just walked through, or they just walked through.
He just, even that the Ross doesn't acknowledge when either. They just keep. Talk to Ditch. Look at my face. Look what they've done. Nanites, I miss them.
So weird.
It's weird.
He's
Okay,
fucked
buddy.
up. Ross is fucked up.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit. More ways than one, I guess.
I need to be back to when I. You can't deny Ditch. Look at Ditch. He's glowing. He's completely glowing.
That's not good. None of that is good, actually.
How
You
not?
were worse when you had the nanites in you. You were a complete fucking prick the entire time.
Well,
you
because
threw people, you broke shit. It wasn't good.
They
The
fucking
nanites
touched me
were
without permission.
actively trying to destroy our ship. They tried to eat it. Bringing those things back to life is not going to help you study them. They're just going to kill you before you can learn anything from them. As long as you keep them inert, you'll be able to actually study them and learn something from it. And as for you, Ross, it just doesn't make sense to want to shove these nanites back into you when they are the ones that made you look like a fucking monster, which you do.
He's gonna laugh like Tim Curry. Well, yes, now that I'm a monster, I want to go back, so they have to heal me.
You can get bionic modifications to make you look better again without turning into a freak.
But I felt connected. And Amy, don't.
It's called mind control.
Maybe the compromise. We have to want the ship to be destroyed because then we'll all die. Can't have that. Maybe if we go somewhere and study them, figure out how to put it back inside better. Make me not hopeless.
Well, we could
Felt
do that.
connected.
I think the sheer potential of what these things can do for us is just unimaginable.
If I
Although
put
I
one
can
inside
imagine
you
a
now,
lot.
you might feel it. A ditch makes sense.
So
But
if you really want to study these, we can just put you back on the planet when the storm is over, and you can just do that.
interesting.
That is an approach.
Hmm.
Just reinfect
That's
yourself.
where there's so much more. Anyway, right?
Yeah.
If you just
yeah.
want it active, it's down there active right now.
Yeah, I think I found a way that I can get it right inside the ship. And just
No, you are not doing
the
that. Okay,
speeds at which
what-
the information can travel and the things this thing could do. What
Did
she
Win
could
mention
do.
that he wanted to sell these things? Did he like tell everybody, hey, you can sell these?
Yeah. I've mentioned it to Ditch, and I pretty much broadcasted over the
Okay.
comms to Ditch.
We can take some money and research this in the facility. And doesn't that sound tempting?
no, not at all. But you guys can do that.
No, not at all.
Win and I will just leave with the inert stuff and leave you to it.
Well,
It'll
not
be great
here.
for you.
We.
Ross, Amy has a good point, and I'm gonna wink at him really in that way. Like, just go along with what she's saying.
Okay.
But she makes a good point. There are safety issues involved. It could go a little bit sideways.
Perfect. So step away from all that stuff, please.
Sure, no problem.
You just want to experiment on Ross, you mad scientist.
He would be the one to,
Okay.
yeah, because if something goes wrong with Ross, I probably wouldn't inject him into the ship. Maybe. I'm also not going to stop doing my research. I'm going to pull out my cell phone and keep running the
It's
models.
really kind of
The
bullshit.
models, yeah. The protein
Mm-hmm.
model or whatever. The
Yep. The DNA.
whatever. The nanite analysis.
But I will appear to be being more cautious.
While doing the opposite and being hella reckless.
Probably, yeah. Hecka reckless, because we don't
Hecka-
use those
heckin-
words. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's a
Dish would say heckarek.
yeah.
Fucking logic.
Okay. Like if you're being reckless, how does this man, like, what are you trying to actually revive them? You're trying to, I guess I'm trying to resolve this with a role in some way where you either achieve what Ross wants, or Ross has to end up going back on planet if he really does want to pursue this reinfection, nanite infection.
Well, Ross is kind of secondary to this whole thing. He's not the priority.
Fair enough.
But what I'm trying to do is basically turn them into super neurotransmitters.
Okay.
They would be the new connections in the ship to run everything at infinite speeds.
You're thinking you're trying to like, correct me if I'm wrong, of course, you're trying to like replicate what happened to Ross to some degree, only to use it to supercharge the ship. The oh my god, sweetie.
Yep, and then Ross can have some too. Because there'll be plenty, because they're nanites. literally like quadrillions or
They'll
quintillions.
self-replicate. And
Yeah.
things like
Yeah.
that. Like
Yeah.
nanites are
Mhm.
roped to do.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't probably be doing it like I wouldn't. I don't think this would fall in. I'm not like trying to do it in the next 2 minutes.
Fair enough.
But I mean,
Do it.
I would be working at a pace that would be considered a little bit reckless. What should take, decades, I'm trying to get done in like a week,
Operation.
I mean,
hopefully in
I guess my other question is, would Amy pick up on it? How actually sly or coy or
well, I guess my question is if Amy would Amy have any idea what I'm doing? Because I could be doing a lot of
well, I guess
very
could this just
technical
be a
things.
manipulate role on Amy's part? But then you'd be forced to do.
Yeah, I think it comes down to whether or not I can catch him over the period of time that it's going to take him to do the research before he's able to effectively activate the nanites and introduce them into s1e10. And I feel like that it's questionable.
I really seem like I keep doing things that are going to get me murdered. Because on a TV show, this is where Amy would just kill me and throw
I
me out of
have
an
been
airlock.
thinking about that a lot.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. It's the lesser of two evils. You just gotta put
Wow,
down the
we're really getting
monster.
some dark territory.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
gonna make a clock on my sheet here called ditch
I don't want to ditch this.
R&D. Got 4 cubes. Gonna fill in 1. I'm gonna fill in.
Okay.
What if
To go along with that, sorry, Brian, just a second. To go along with that, I don't think I have it yet, but one of my moves is to get the lab, which is one of the intellect moves, where I basically can increase the speed of projects.
Oh, cool. Nice.
So like that, if that's my next advance,
Sweet.
yeah, it's called workspace. But yeah, you can make things faster, and
Awesome.
I can do things better. So that would make sense. I would get that as my next advance, and that would kind of quicken things up to outwit Amy.
we are a band of mercenaries?
To be sneaky.
I picked up all these too many bad habits from you guys.
Yeah, you were the good guy. You were the contractor, basically.
Yeah.
You were.
No. This is all you. This is all you.
What?
You and your obsessions.
You're a thief.
Yeah.
It's true.
Come on.
I've never had such little oversight and so many opportunities at one
Russ
time,
like
and I can't handle it. I'm
the
a
red
little
tail
kid.
on Joel
Yeah.
do it.
In a candy store.
I'm a kid and can't let it. Yeah.
Everybody told
Parents
you wouldn't do it.
parents
Okay.
left, and he just found the Easter candy.
Yeah.
In a nanite store.
Yeah. There's nobody to tell you.
Okay. So I'm trying to work on this scene a little. What want to advance we do?
Well, one thing is that Amy is going to at least ask that Ditch
Okay.
run some simulations and like tell us how they're going, maybe if he's
Mhm.
going to keep doing research.
Yeah, they went fine.
Yeah.
There were really very
They were fine.
minimal issues whatsoever.
Hey, when employers don't always work out.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
I mean, I don't know what happened to him.
comes down.
You could hack into his
Uh,
research.
It's true.
This is gonna go so wrong.
Maybe I could at least run some simulations and see, because To be honest, if they are really favorable, maybe I'm just wrong.
Right?
Oh,
It's possible.
yes.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna use my plans within plans move to have
Okay.
prepared.
I think it's the
that-
first time I've ever played a game where we're like plotting against the character.
yeah. So I have prepared. I have figured that Amy would probably go looking to see what things there are because
Oh my
I don't
God,
think
this
she's
is great.
trustworthy. So
Because you're not trustworthy.
well, I don't know that I'm not trustworthy anymore.
I
More
don't know
love it.
that I'm not trustworthy. Go on.
My new
sorry.
hook is
Probably
Uh,
just
early.
feels like he's doing the sensible thing.
Yeah,
Fair.
no, I'm just trying to make sure that this works out the way it should work out. But that's a roll. I could do a calculating roll
My new hook is a thoroughly corrupt ditch. Morally.
Okay, yeah, plans and plans. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't know it off the top of my head, but I will read it right now.
Yes, dude.
Is it basically the Blades in the Dark thing?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Unless I screw the roll up, then you.
Fuck it up.
Oh, I guess that could be like Blaze in the Dark too.
I think that's the next game.
I will roll it and see what happens.
Tempt me.
Oh, let's do it.
10.
I'm
Holy
still
crow.
so smart.
Nice. Oh, that's ditch. Dark side. We have technology.
I don't know if any of the answers really.
I mean, you could just like by the trap. It could just be you have a trigger that alerts you when someone tries to access your files, and she
Whoop, whoop.
could have triggered it. So you have like an internal notification that says someone is, as I said, trying to access your data, access your research.
Yep. So I'll
Um,
send out my dummy files, my dummy tests that show 98.97% success rates. It's not perfect because nothing is,
Right.
but it's pretty damn close.
Okay.
Wynn's gonna stab me in the back of the head. Something like that.
Oh.
The music of the night. Ross's.
So
Is there any way for you to tell that this is kind of bogus data? I guess is my question.
It's too perfect.
I would honestly, I think that I could run some kind
Hack
of a
it.
script. I don't know.
Do a
But
double hack.
my
Hacks on
intent
hacks
would
on.
be, I have these micro drones that look like little black wasps,
Mm-hmm.
and at some
Did you
point
get
when
those?
he's sleeping, I'm going
Oh, you want to put a literal fly on the wall?
Yeah, I'm going to put one. I would like to have, ideally, if this works out, I would like to have one in the room spying on him, and another one that actually, like while he's sleeping, crawls into one of his devices to be my method of trying to get at his data.
Mm.
I'm trying to get it as local as I can.
I did not know she had these.
Is this a roll? Is this a?
Yes, it is. It's a calculating. We'll see how this works out. I have a 1.
Hugely successful.
Oh, jeez.
Nobody's failing rolls tonight.
No, y'all are
how?
bangers.
When I start
what the
brain
hell?
smacking people, it's gonna fail. Because the data, there's way the.
So I guess
Should
you're
I
looking.
be?
Go on.
Go ahead.
What were you asking? What I'm looking for? I'm looking for is whatever data I can run up against a simulation that I make, and run it against to try and see what is most likely to happen if whatever he's done to manipulate the nanites at this current stage, because that's the data I've got, right? What it would do.
Okay, but so I guess I'm just trying to map these out to the questions. So are you trying to spy on him and look over Ditch's shoulder?
Yeah. Oh, so I
And
would
like
see that.
Go ahead.
I would see that part as the first hole, because if I got a 3, there's 3 options, and so I'm doing those. So the first one, hacking into something I wouldn't be able to physically reach, would be pulling the actual data itself. And I'll set up one of my wasps nearby and, I don't know, quickly map out hidden routes. That doesn't apply, so
Data routes, gonna hack the system,
I don't know.
create your
It
own
would be
like.
cool to have a nanite organic ship if it worked out.
Right?
Mock.
Just give me my space. It'll work out.
Yeah. Don't fuck
Amy
with
doesn't think it will.
Ditch my.
Your
Amy's a
simulations
pessimist.
come back showing something close to like 68.35% success rate
It's
of
still pretty good.
not. It's reasonable. It's a D plus chance of not having catastrophic loss of control of the ship. It really boils down to whether or not you can control the alien technology so that it doesn't, just take the ship over and either try to
Oh
eat
shit.
itself on it to death. What's wrong?
Well, that makes me and Amy get an idea.
Oh no.
If Ross does want to have them reintroduced, would having Ross as an interface increase our odds?
Oh.
Or experimenting on him first kind of thing.
I mean, they wanted
Well,
it.
yeah.
They wanted it. Yeah, Ross would be like, yeah.
Consent
whatever.
is key.
I would consent.
Consent is key. That's right.
When it brought up to me, I think go for it, but that's fine.
I mean, what I guess maybe we should. Amy, what is your? Do you present this idea directly to Ditch, ignoring the fact that you know that he's kind of lying to you about his data and the numbers that he's presenting to you? Still present this idea of. It sounds like you want to use Ross as a conduit, or as a
He's the one that
be
controls the
interface.
ship.
Yeah.
Like he's the pilot.
Yeah.
Or they're the pilot.
Yeah, basically. And I'm just gonna be open.
Are we referencing
and,
Farscape in that? He's the pilot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
A neural link.
Yeah.
Oh my god, this is going.
I mean, I guess the question said, would Amy present this hypothesis
Yes.
to Ditch?
Um,
Okay.
Next day, she would be super open. Hey, so I saw your data, and I was wondering, because based on my projections, it's not great. But if we, and she'll just lay it out. What do you think?
I think that sounds great. Here's how we can do it. I'll like pull the information. Like I've already done this. Like
It's like,
something
now
that should
you're on
have
my
taken me like
side.
3 or 4 days of all nighters. I just right here, got it. Ross,
Sorry.
come here.
Have we found breakthrough?
Oh yeah, we're fine. We're good.
Sure.
Let's
So-
get to injecting.
There's gonna be a scene change where you all kind of convene in the lab, and then there'll be one of those, those just before they finish the episode commercial breaks. We'll come back to the lab scene again. I want to put Win in the room just because I think he wants to watch.
Yeah.
And
He's
Weird
a
how you said
voyeur.
that.
what's that? It's weird.
It was
I said
weird
that.
how you said it. Yeah.
It was.
Happy Valentine's. So, you see Ross kind of in the center on this kind of lab bed with probes and electrodes all over him. And this like long umbilical cord of half it's like a digital analog interface that reaches out from all these cables and apparatus and probes all over Ross, and kind of
Bring me the
fuses into
probe.
this juncture in the side of the ship. But what I would say is I want Ditch to make a roll. Is there like a just do the experiment roll? I gotta look at your sheet.
I was wondering that too, and I'm coming up at a loss of.
No. I almost feel like jury rig.
I could do jury rig.
So yeah, the camera settles on Ditch. He's typing into a computer, some kind of console. Amy's over his shoulder, looking at his calculations and stuff, and the presses enter. Go ahead and roll jury rig for me. Perfect. Let's see how this really works out for Ross in the next episode, as he interfaces with the ship. We'll fade to black, watching the calculations, like the scrolling by all the data on the screen, the console, and Ross kind of hemorrhaging, going into, like a seizure almost, as he shakes, and he some of it looks like the nanites are almost burrowing themselves back into his flesh. And then we will fade to black on that, and we will see how this affects Ross next episode.
Woo!
So we should do cliffhanger stuff.
Oh boy.
I didn't intend for this to become pick on Ross, but
Who's
Yeah.
picking on Ross? Ross wanted
I guess that's
to be
fair.
experimented on. Practically wrote lab rat.
That's fair.
You guys could do this without me. My wife doesn't feel good. I gotta go check on her.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
go
hope
for
she
it, dude.
feels better.
All right,
Yeah.
so I'll talk to y'all later.
Good luck, Doug.
Yep.
Take care.
Thanks.
Hi, Doug.
Bye.
Bye.
Right.
Okay. I'll ditch. Not ditch anymore. We don't have any ditch. Win. Apologize. You didn't get a lot of camera time tonight, but
Oh, no worries.
do any of your hooks apply?
Yes. My
Breaking the
numbing
stress
my
away.
my vice. Yeah.
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 Okay.
And I don't think the other one did. No. I guess technically, because I didn't, I kind of was numb to the fact that Ross had been injured from the nanites coming through his body.
Okay. 2 XP for that for you. And then let's go with Ross. Got a big night tonight.
I think most when I apply, I'm at the mercy of my rage. So that my rage at my disfigurement compelled
Yep.
me to do this. So definitely, yeah.
Is that the only hook? Think of?
Ditch gets under my skin. I want to show them I'm better than they think. Maybe because I allowed him to. I don't know if that really. Maybe offering myself to his research.
Yeah, but I think your hook implies that there's a selflessness to it, but you
Yeah.
You want him back. This isn't.
Yeah. So no, I think the one is Amy calms you down. I want to be close to them. No, it was kind of today wasn't that. So I think the rage one applies.
Take your XP for that, Amy.
Woohoo!
Yeah, so mine are the thing about if there's something valuable and unique, I gotta have it.
All right, good.
I'm addicted to adrenaline and take risks for the thrill of it, which was my reasoning for hopping out of the ship and being so gung ho to the one to scope everything out and whatnot. But really, I think diving into the Ross experiment after all, once I saw decent numbers, leans into that more.
Okay.
And then I've got Ross might be as devious as I am, and they need to be tested to find out. I don't know if experimenting on them leans into that or not.
I am testing. Take 1 XP, and then we complete a mission or contracts. Do we learn something new and important about the universe? So you guys just kind of had to deal with nanites this episode, and Ross and adverse weather. You thwarted the nanites. Do we make a new enemy or thwart an existing enemy? You thwarted the nanites. Time being, anyway.
We might de-thwart them.
That's for a different episode. Was there a big moment that hinged on a crucial role? I think so. Like getting off the ship.
There were a couple.
Yeah, there were definitely a couple. That's 2 more. Wait, no. So reach us all players mark after these. Okay. So then each of you get 2 more XP.
Level up.
Ooh. Woohoo.
Takes me to one.
You guys always take me to the most interesting places. And,
This one definitely went.
inner character conflict is something I don't do a lot with in my D&D gaming, but
No,
you guys make it fun.
Cake.
Right.
Yeah, I don't typically like PvP, which is part of why I will not actually play Blades in the Dark. But if people are devious and seem perfectly up for it and cheerful about it, then
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much.
That's fun.
Thank you.
Have a good evening, guys.
Take care.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
take care.
What's going on?
I'm recording.